So this is our Cape Town ring. Mr. Shimansky designed it. It's Table Mountain with the ocean at the bottom. And we used this when we launched the ring and the pendant. This was used for the launch party, just to say like we're launching this new jewelry piece. And we'll show it to you inside of the showroom, then you can see what it actually looks like. Yes, we are.
Okay, all good. Are we going to sign it into it also?
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
And so that's just me.
So live. No, what else can I do?
Oh, okay.
So welcome to the Diamond Museum and to Shimansky.
Thank you.
How long have you been in Cape Town for?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. And what is your visit here?
Always
Is it business or is it pleasure? Bit of a holiday?
We on holiday.
Yes, but we literally just bought the Michael Diamond as an engagement ring at the Rockville and then we should come here.
Oh, so you were the Rockwell before you came to the Clock Tower today. So Stunning would love to do this for you again. So we're going to handle the South Africans part of the diamond history, which starts in 1867. Of course, before we came onto the picture, India and Brazil were found the most of the diamonds out there. So when this young man, he was about 15 when he found our first diamond, found his diamond, it was quite a big boom in terms of finding diamonds. So not only are we famous for the actual diamond itself, but the formation as to how you find diamonds. So much like how you would mine your gold and veins in the mountains, the same kind of apply with diamonds, but diamond veins look a bit different. They're called Kimberlite pipes. So if you imagine a carrot being pulled from the ground, nice and thin, as it goes up, as the ground becomes a little bit loose, they can travel a bit more. That is what he was finding. So Mr. Erasmus was just playing along his dad's farm when he accidentally found a 22-carat yellow diamond just lying around.
Crazy.
It's called the Eureka. It was the first, and you can still see that today in the Kimberlite Museum. It is not as big as it used to be, the 21 carats. Today it's about 89 carats already cut in the emerald cut. But what made him so special were these rocks over here. So as I just mentioned, yes, we have stunning diamonds. We have some of the best quality stones in the world. But we were famous when we found these rocks over here. So when diamonds form, they form under intense heat and pressure. This intense heat and pressure then becomes that Kimberlite pipe that erodes up. Then after that, it erodes up to the top. That eventually becomes a volcano. The volcano erupts. All of these rocks fall into the water. And much like how you've seen those Western movies where they look for gold in the pans, like that, same thing apply with your diamonds. They just look in the street. You were taken about 1 kilometer away from the actual farm of Kimberley. They were left there, mostly men, of course. Shot a gun in the air, like the Olympics. These men take their little sticks. They run back to Kimberley. Now bear in mind, they were taken away 1 kilometer. The area is 600 kilometers. The whole today is 2 kilometers circumference. And we did not know where we were running. They were just literally running.
Wow.
So you could get halfway, think you're there, put your stick down, you have to mind it. That is just you win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
Now eventually, you'll notice the names getting larger and larger over the area of the ownership of Kimberley. So back then, when your 20 pounds was the initial starting point, that became 40, then 60, then 80. So everybody couldn't afford to do that anymore. So your bigger corporations did take over until finally it split in half, and then finally the flood happened. Now the famous faces and names of the diamond history will of course be here at the back. So just to quickly recap, Mr. Erasmus found our first one when he was 15, so a young boy. He had a neighbor, his name was Skarfanikad. Now he liked rocks, he was not a gemologist, he just liked rocks a lot. But he knew a gemologist. Then he asked this boy and his mother back then, can I take this rock from you just to go show my friend he's a gemologist? That woman gave him the rock for free, even though he offered her £500 back then. She said no to have a lot of them on the farm. Now eventually, when it was confirmed to be a real yellow diamond, these 2 men found out about it. Mr. Bernardo and Mr. Rhodes, they both came to the UK to start their businesses here initially. They were in water pumps, not physical mining itself at first. They were selling water pumps to their fellow miners until they finally made enough money to start their own mining. But then Mr. Rhodes got sick out of nowhere. And the Rockefeller family from the States actually gave him financial backing to buy the whole of Kimberley, or the farm of Kimberley back then, along with Mr. Bernardo. They were only in business for 1 year though, until Mr. Bernardo decided he is done with diamond mining. He wants to go back home to Italy, where he was actually from originally. Just like Mr. Rhodes, he came from Rhodesia, which is Zimbabwe today. There's another of them were actually South African. And then Mr. Bonato sold his 50% back to Mr. Sir John Rhodes. He got onto a boat back to Italy and he disappeared completely. Nobody knows where he is. Mr. Rhodes then kept the entire land and he got his money back. So, and these two men bought his farm. Remember the De Beers? Now, they were never part of the physical diamond history. It was literally just their last name, nothing else. The Oppenheimers you see around, all of these gentlemen, they stood as CEOs for the official De Beers company. They were bankers, not the scientists from the Germans. Now, the Cullinan name, you'll notice, is the same one as our biggest diamond. He owned the mine when they found the diamond. Oh. It was named the Premier Rose Mine before we found the Cullinan, but he was there the day they found it, so he just renamed everything to his own last name.
Oh, wow.
Fun fact, he also didn't find it. A gentleman called Frederick Wells found it. He was the supervising manager for the Premier Rose, or now the Cullinan mine. And to bear in mind, Kimberlite goes down 1.1 kilometers. The Cullinan, the largest diamond in the world, was found 8 meters below the ground, so quite high up.
Yeah.
And you will also notice I have a replica over on that, so I will go show you. It is seen with the replica, it is cut off completely, so that means the Cullinan 3000 plus was much, much bigger, and when it came up somewhere there was a shift and it broke off completely. So somewhere else it does have a twin, we just don't know where it is. Wow. Now when you find diamonds in a perfect world, it will always look like that in stage 1. That is called the octahedral shape. It's like 2 pyramids stuck together. The first step we do here, and what they did back in the heyday, you cut in half immediately. Now we do use lasers for this today. It's a bit more accurate, less wastage, but they used to use something called cleaving. Just like it sounds, you take a big piece of metal, encrust it, place it on your diamond, you hit very hard and you hope for the best. Now, not always as successful as we want it to be. Sometimes you do lose a lot of your rough to get one good diamond, but that just comes to the prep as we do inside. Now, quick and easy, just to explain, like we use facets and windows inside your diamonds. Imagine you're building a house. From stage 1 to 4, I'm building my windows. From 5 to 9, I'm making it nice and shiny so light can come through, so I can have actually seen inside. That's exactly how it would act inside the diamond too. Now, there are 3 different versions of a round diamond in this world. They all look exactly the same from the outside. It's the inside that's different, and also the pricing, of course. The classic RBC is what we know as a round brilliant cut. Then you have an ideal cut. It's also called the 8 hearts and arrows. You will literally see the pattern on the inside from the top and the bottom. That indicates the excellency of your cut. Very hard to get there. Now, these diamonds, all of them beautiful, all really somewhere else. They are not really here anymore. They were mined here, though, so that's the important part. The Hope diamond is the only one that was not mined in South Africa. It was mined in India, but it's a very famous diamond, so we will talk about her as well. Now, starting at the beginning there, it will be the centenary that you see there. Very, very famous diamond for its size, yes, but it was more famous for how it was found. The centenary was found using a version of X-ray machines we can do today. So just as it sounds, you take an X-ray of the mountain, diamond roughs like this would really glow on our screens. Now we have to decide, are we going to go in, leave it, or what are we going to do? Just because we know they are there doesn't mean we know what they are, what we can use them for, or what is the purpose for actually going in. The Millennium Star you see next to it, this one was last seen in public, I believe, in 2001 in a public showing in New York City. This is also the diamond they try to steal the most in the world, by the way. Oh, really, wow. For reals, yes. So it was found at 777, so the lucky number in the rough form, and it is technically the most perfect diamond in the world, internally and externally flawless. So its inclusions, none of that. Color D, the best one we have. So this was sold to a private collector, but we know nothing else except for that, just private collection. The Taylor Virgin, the only one that does not exist anymore. This was the ring of Miss Elizabeth Taylor, the actress from the States. Now this was her second wedding ring from Miss Virgin. So the first wedding or marriage lasted 9 years. That was a brooch as a wedding ring, technically, emerald brooch with Welsh gold. This ring lasted 1 year for their 1 year marriage, and it was about 70 carats. Mr. Burton lost this diamond to an auction against Cartier when Cartier could bid, I think, literally £50,000 more than him. When they won, he called them, he flew to Cartier the next day, and he paid £1.1 million. And Miss Taylor finally, she had it, she sold it, and she opened a hospital that's still open in Botswana today.
Wow.
So, bought 1.1, resold for £5 million.
Crazy.
Now, the yellow in your De Beers and the blue in your Hope, all of these colors happens naturally. In your yellow, it is nitrogen that makes them yellow. Now you get two different yellows in diamond talk. Again, your fancy yellow and your yellow on the white scale. We do not want that. Now imagine two sheets of white paper. I take some sand, I just sprinkle it over, the uneven dispersed all over the nitrogen atoms. When I think about squeezing honey into a glass, nice and thick consistency, that'll be your fancy intense yellow. So that is where the difference comes in. The gemologists likely have to do that part, not us, but again, your favorite color of yellow will eventually fit what you should into them. Blue, the boron, that is what makes them blue. The Hope diamond is extra special. It's also known as the French blue. This diamond went through Napoleon's hands, Marie Antoinette's hands, 4 areas from the state that was completely wiped off the map. And then finally, lastly, Mr. Harry Winston got it and he gave it to the museum for free. Today it is $350 million, so it is quite one of the most expensive stones out there. And it's just showing there in a neck piece in the museum today. Great. You can go look at it if you wanted to. It is not really a cursed diamond, so back then when people said diamonds were cursed, they could not cut them, so you could not perfect them. Today they can cut them for an extra fee as well, so it always changes throughout the times. So the diamond cutting capabilities, I would say today, much better than we had 100 years ago, but this is one of the biggest diamonds in the world, and this was given to Queen Victoria in 1895 already. Before we could literally cut and polish anything properly, she could have that. And now it is technically the biggest faceted white diamond in the world, but the biggest diamond in the world is called the Golden Jubilee. It's a yellow diamond. Aside from the Cullinan. Now, thinking about the Jubilee, I like to compare the Michael and the Jubilee with each other. Very much the same family shape, cushion, kind of, also kind of not, but the sparkle is the first thing you notice. Now, 130 years difference between these two cuts, technology, cutting advancements, and of course, maths. Just like the round diamond in 1919, this one is also based on an equation. Now, instead of having light just goes from the top in and out, this diamond allows light to enter from the top, the bottom, and the sides. Now, that means maximum entry, maximum exit of light. It was Mr. Shimansky, of course, our CEO, who created this. It took him 3 years to perfect, and we own this one, the first patent cut in South Africa, so we're very happy to have her here today. Wow. Just to be clear, we own the blueprint, not the diamond itself. We have a lot of these versions in South Africa.
So you can only find the Michael diamond cut here.
Right here in South Africa, yes, sir. Wow. Yes. We also have another one called the Brilliant 10. That is much more connoisseur diamond, 0% light leakage. And the whole purpose as to why you see more color in there, more brilliant in there, that was the entire purpose of the design, the equation, the maths, and that is why it took us 3 years to perfect. Wow. Now this is going to be my last quick window. This was the Cullinan, before it was cut and polished, of course. Now, some people say they do see a monkey face in there, but literally that was the biggest one in the entire world.
You literally see it if you stand here. You
a bit more back.
You need to stand back.
The kids love it.
Right
oh,
here.
I see it. I see it. Oh my goodness.
The minute you mention it, I was like, I can see it.
I know, yeah, the kids always notice.
It's like I'm looking in a mirror. Hey?
Stunning, Jason. This will be the factory section. You may step through with it. Beautiful. So when we receive our gold here, it comes in 24 karat. We then make our own rose white and yellow in 14 and 18. Nothing softer, nothing stronger. 9 karat just not pure enough, 22 karat a bit too pure for everyday usage. Now because we have a lot of platinum in South Africa, I personally do like to push that a bit more. So today platinum is about half the price of gold, whereas 20 years ago that was the absolute opposite. Now platinum is about 70% found in South Africa. It is harder than your white gold, it is more hypoallergenic than your white gold, it is naturally white. So if you like white metal, go for that. Rose and yellow, of course, it just be the natural yellow colors we have here. All of our gentlemen have one specific task that they have to accomplish here today. Mr. Basil here to your left, you will notice him working on all of his animals. We are very into Africa lately. I would notice jaguars and some elephants. You will also notice those same yellow gold designs right over on this section in the blue. Oh, stunning. So great thing he's doing this right now. This is what I'm going to come and explain. So generally it is Mr. Kyle that sits here. He does all of the 3D printing for us. So you'll notice all these animals over here. It's just the blue version of the yellow gold one over there. To ensure maximum symmetry and proportion, and as well as your diamonds and your metal, you need to be perfectly sure that it's going to be perfect all the time. Because we use virgin metal, we only cast down once to keep the integrity 1000%. The more and more you cast your gold, you're going to lose that integrity, and that is how you snap off diamonds eventually. We do not want that. And because we make our own gold, we will not be working on other jewelers' pieces. We do not want them to work on ours either. Every jeweler tends to alloy them differently, and sometimes they just will not work out, and you might destroy a very good piece. So when you buy Shimansky, we will insist sending the piece back home to South Africa. We'll do whatever we have to, and we'll send it back where it came from. This is really physical casting and smelting will start happening. Now gold we can do twice a week. It's a bit quicker than your platinum, right at the top, but it is more costly, so we have to weigh out our options. Now we can only do platinum about once a week, like 60 hours to complete, right at the bottom. So when they're in, they're in. You cannot reopen them. You can't adjust anything. So it's kind of just sitting right after that. Now when you get your little nuggets and your alloys, you pour them into that bowl over there. Now literally as it sounds, they take their flamethrower, they heat it up until liquid form, pour it out into the bar over there if you do not want a specific shape, and it pops into the oven and it bakes. And that is how it will eventually end up. When they're done, they will remove the bar from the holder. They will then manually roll it out until they have what they need. Now before we go to the actual diamond cutting section, this is Michelle Sarah. I'm sure you recognize her.
We do.
The actress from the States, beautiful. She's actually South African. People do confuse her with Charlene of Monaco, the princess, but same, but a little bit different. So she won an Oscar in 2004 for the movie Monster. And that night she wore that beautiful 47-carat flawless diamond, sponsored by Mr. Shimansky. Now she did mention to us she was very nervous the entire night because she did have two men follow her around to take care of them. And a few months after she wore it in public, Mr. Shimansky sold it to an investor from Asia.
Wow.
So that's a replica, let's say.
Yes, that's Replica. The real one is obviously not on our wall.
Yeah.
It was quickly given back to Mr. Shimansky. It was in New York City until it was finally sold.
Wow.
Now we'll probably do the diamond cutting section, but before we do that, we should have a glass of champagne, some wine, maybe not a coffee, maybe some wine, some bubbles.
Some bubbles, please.
Okay. What would you like, sir?
Two.
Okay, perfect. I think it's you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kim. So we're going to proceed through to this section. Right over here to Susanna. So this is Susanna. She is our on-site gemologist. So gemologist, the 4 C's we spoke about, cut, color, clarity, and carat weight, she does that. Now she gives our version of the 4 C's. She then has to send her 4 C's and her diamond to GIA in Johannesburg. They then have to either confirm or deny her grading, receive our certification, or she needs to try again. She hasn't tried again, so we know good work over here. Now it is not free to have all of your diamonds tasted or graded. You need to at least pay $100 to $200 per stone, so it can get quite costly if you're not good at your job. So we go this way. Luckily, we have somebody based here in South Africa. For example, Mr. Maloko, one of the country's top 5 diamond cutters. So it shows in the quality of his work, just like his teacher. Right there at the back, sorry, his office door is closed right now. Mr. Julio's got 42 years in the industry and one of the top 3 in the world.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we are not really worried when it comes to making mistakes, because that is also life, you make mistakes. But with diamonds, if you make one mistake in a round diamond, you have to make it 56 times again to equal out. You lose carat weight, you lose money, we do not want that.
Wow.
Now when we spoke about the cutting, this is what he is physically doing. So if you look at these pictures, this is just a quicker version of what Maloko is doing. He takes this diamond, he puts into these top equipments. They're called tangs, and you'll see each tang looks a bit different. Each tang is set to a different angle or degree to assist the diamond cutter. Now remember, in a round roll, there are 57 different angles and degrees. Each one has a unique angle or degree, like this picture will indicate. Each one, big ones and small ones, have to be cut exactly the same, symmetrical and proportional for light to reflect and for us to have the sparkle. It all always comes down to maths. Now, how do you study this? In South Africa, only one school, up in Johannesburg, the Oppenheimer. 1 year theory, everybody needs to go do that, and then you come to place like Shimansky, who gives apprenticeships, and here you sit until 15 years until you are done. So 16 years in total.
What's the name of the school?
The Oppenheimer.
Wow.
Now, Mr. Maloko, about 21 years experience in the industry right now, and his daughter is doing her theory as we speak. This is his brother, Mr. Cooper, not 21 years yet, only 18, but he's also getting there short and slowly. Mr. Julio's son, his name is Shaka. He trains our juniors at our other company. You were just at the Rockwell, you would have seen them over there, so those are our junior cutters. These will be all the seniors. It can get quite intimidating. We stayed at the entire day, so the juniors does have a bit more privacy section at the Rockwell for their slow training. Now, even though you do start practical for 15 years, you only touch a real diamond after the first year. Yes, you get an industrial grade one, but not a German quality one. Now, my local will probably cut all of our big yellow diamonds and our big white ones. Mr. Julio will cut all the big pink ones, because pinks are very rare now, but $1 million per carat, so we do try to save them the best we can. Thank you, Mr. Kim. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, when we spoke about the Kimberlite rocks in the museum, this is the Kimberlite rocks. You can grab them, touch them, it's like magma. Just feel the texture. Now if you look at these rocks, you can see a bit of a glitter, but not as much as the ones we saw in the museum. So less likely that you'll find diamonds in these rocks, but more likely in the other rocks. Now, Mr. Shimansky actually brought all of these rocks from Berkeley West. Berkeley West is about 30 kilometers away from Kimberley. So again, all of these diamond mines are very close and very on top of each other, so everybody will probably have a rough stone somewhere in the backyard. Now with South African diamonds, because we have so many lying around randomly, it's a bit hard to keep track of them. So in South Africa, you need different licenses to actually buy rough stones, sell them, and to cut them. You need, I think, about 4 of them. After you have those 4, like Mr. Shimansky does have, you can get invited to tender at Kimberley. You can't just go because you want to. You need to get invited. It's a blind auction. You can get there. I can give $1,000. You can give $1,001. You will get the diamond. That is just how it works. Now, I think they can go about 2 to 3, every 2 months, 2 or 3 months to join. But local Mr. Clear tends to go along with Mr. Shimansky if he's available to do the tendering himself. If not, they will of course lead the pack. Now, aside from just diamonds, we also focus on Tanzanite. We can just really spin around for me, right over there, that beautiful blue rock. Now, Tanzanite, not South African, but there's Tanzanian, South African as a whole. You can grab this one. It's quite a heavy, just be careful.
Looks quite heavy.
Yeah.
So it's about 4,400 carats in total. Now, of course, not gem quality, 100% industrial grade, just for educational purposes. You are not
Take that back.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
You are actually not allowed to have this outside of Tanzania. It is illegal to cut this. We do not. We buy them like this, pre-cut and polished already. So we put them in the gold and diamonds of South Africa.
Wow.
But before we get to that part, but facts of Tanzanite. Here they say 1,000 times more rare. Why is that? There's one mine. That is the main reason. And even though it's 1,000 times more rare, it's still 1/5 the price of your diamond. Why is that? Only found in 1967. It's a very young stone still. And in terms of the hardness of your stone, we want durability when it comes to our jewelry. Now, on the Mohs scale, diamond will be a 10, is what it's based on. So diamond is the hardest thing anywhere ever, regardless. Then you get your sapphire at number 9. Then you go to emerald at number 8. Then you go to ruby about 7, 6.5, and Tanzanite also 6.5 to a 7. So this is not going to break your Tanzanite. If you do that for 20 years, it will eventually damage. For safety, earrings or necklace first. Okay. Now, when we talk about the 4 C's of Tanzanite, just like the diamonds, they have the same C's, but here color is the most important. Now, when you, for example, you like blue, but you do not like this blue, but you want to invest in this blue, when you come in and you want to buy something nice, ignore the A's. Buy what you like. When you are going to invest, look at the A's. The A's are going to affect your quote and your final price hugely. Blue or violet? No, it is just the A's that you have to look at. Because I can look at this stone and from this side see pink or violet, but it's actually graded blue. So it's not really here of what we like, just like the diamond's personal perspective. Here it is all about the grading at the bottom. Now, when we talk about the cutting of the Tanzanite, because we don't do them ourselves, we can't really speak with the cutting purposes, but they are cut a bit differently. They are much softer, so the diamond cutters will not be able to do it either. I will show you one ring. It literally looks like a lotus flower on the inside because it's perfectly cut. Give me 1 second. Let me go grab that.
Very intense.
Now, we're going to hold it like this, and you're going to have it run like that. You can hold yourself, and you can see it better. This looks like a lotus flower on the inside.
Oh, I can see that, yeah.
Beautiful,
Oh,
huh?
wow.
Now, when Tanzanite starts deep below the earth, it is brown with the core big bit magenta. And Tanzanite is one of the only stones that can actually gain value with the heating process. Not all of them can say that. Now, when we talk about Tanzanite, it is the B and the V, that is the investment, but again, we all like our different colors. You have natural Tanzanites and then the heated investment grade Tanzanites. We can't control the heat below the earth, so you will see different colors coming through your Tanzanite at all times. You can get a pink one, a red one, a one, even this gold one. This, but of course, will not be used for investment grade. Now, this is where your personal preference comes in. This is where your investment comes in.
And then in terms of the blue and the violet,
There we go.
does
It have an effect maybe on the price?
Does it?
It does not. So B or V, blue or violet, that doesn't matter. It's all about the A's. So we start the base of the base, B++++, B++++, same. As we go down, you drop pluses, you drop A's. We only have the top 3 here anyway for investment purposes going forward, so you will never not have something too good to go home with. Now, on that note, would you like to go see my yellow, pink, and black diamonds?
Would love to.
Stunning. Let me quickly pop these away. Right over here, good sir, we have a lot of beautiful black, yellow, and pink diamonds. Of course, black diamonds only found in South Africa, Brazil, and the Congo. People do not know why. The theory about black diamonds is we could go two ways. Some say it is when a meteorite collided with the Earth, the meteorite itself was the black diamond, or they say the impact where it landed was where black diamonds formed. So when they technically analyzed black diamonds, they found celestial matter, so outer space matter. So it has to be one of those two options. They only have 2 C's that we focus on, not 4. So here you only look at carat weight and your cut color. When you come in for black diamonds, you only have black as an option, of course. And clarity is based on how light enter into your stone. No light enters here, so there will be no clarity. And including with the cut, because we cut diamonds for light to enter, because no light has to even enter here, it doesn't have to be cut the same way either. So it does make them about 30% less costly than your white diamonds out there. But very much personal preference, I would say again.
Yeah, definitely.
So, fun fact. The most famous black diamond for media happened in 2007, 2008, I believe. I don't know if you guys know the movie Sex and the City 2. At the end of that movie, Mr. Big gave Carrie Bradshaw a 5-carat black diamond, and that just boomed everything up. Yes, yeah, so they loved that.
But it's actually insane because it doesn't look, it looks fake.
It really does look fake. So
Yeah.
people will probably confuse this with onyx or obsidian because it's also a very dark stone, but they will break quicker. Now I want to show you the tip of this pair. Can you almost look like there's a blotch at the top? Like metallic, almost a bit white.
Yeah.
So where your white diamonds have black little inclusions, your black diamonds will have white ones, or maybe silver ones. It's just called graphite stains and graphite needles, so that is what you will see the reflection of. Would you like some more, sir?
No,
You're still good.
I'm feeling a bit light.
I know. I can offer you a nice snack too. Okay. Anything for our customers here at Shimansky. So this will be our yellow and our pinks. As I mentioned, you will have your nitrogen making your beautiful diamonds yellow. And here is the current fan and crowd favorite. Go for that one. Karen, can I please have a tray? Please, can you come assist me in bringing your tray?
Beautiful.
See?
Perfect.
Done. Sold. Go give my Michael diamond ring back. And
Please do. We can definitely make a refund for you as well. There we go. So, fun little fact. One of those rings are not a yellow diamond. Can you tell me which one is not the yellow diamond?
Let's see.
This one, the oval.
Why do you say that?
It's lighter.
Okay. Thank God it's not the Tanzanite section. Okay.
I'm supposed to get on one knee, not you.
I thought you already did that yesterday at the rock also. So I don't understand.
Okay, let's try that again. I say it's the oval
Why do you say that, sir?
because it's lighter.
Okay, madam, why would you say that?
I would also say because same, lighter.
Okay, 100%. And between these two, between the 4 of them,
Yo, I'm so blind.
So this is your real fancy yellow. I believe it's just a fancy light as it's graded. This one is not a yellow diamond. It just looks yellow. Remember, at the end of your white scale, it is a YZ.
Yeah.
So it does appear a bit more yellow. But here is a reference or price for intensity when it comes to your yellows. With my favorite one, this one. So this is a fancy intense, so the most intense of your yellows. This is not real yellow diamond. Look at the size. It's about same pricing that you look at right now.
But quick question. So obviously, like this is not a real fancy yellow, but you as a normal person like me, I wouldn't know. I would know that. So if somebody can say like it's a fancy yellow, and I wouldn't know.
You will have your certification to prove
Okay.
that. Luckily,
Unless you.
take my certificate with to the party.
no, probably not. But then it's just all the mystery. So yes,
Okay.
yeah. If you can't what is it? If you can't convince them, confuse them. Easy as that. But luckily, when it comes to your yellows, it's all about the personal preference. So, like, for example, that is a great, fancy, intense grading, yes, but I don't like that
No,
yellow.
that's
I
ugly.
like a yellow like that. So, guess even though the graders say that is taking the investment for you,
Yeah.
I like this one. So now you have to choose which C you actually
It's
want.
ugly.
Okay, and here I have my most valuable pink diamond. This one is $2.5 million today.
$2.5 million.
Ex-VAT and taxes, so
Yes.
yes, like it.
That is amazing. I love that. That's beautiful.
Not ugly.
It's not ugly at all. Here I have a lighter version, so you will notice our pink diamonds are set into rose gold. That is to almost like intensify the pink that you see inside your stone. Yes. We used to have a very nice big about 3-carat light pink that was set into platinum basket for the lightness of the light pink to come through a bit more. But we sold that. Okay, and now I can direct you to the micro section right there to your right hand side.
Let's see if we can find my engagement ring to bought me yesterday.
Oh, happy engagement.
Thank you.
For yesterday, apparently. And here we have the magical Michael cabinet. Reminder, it's the South African one. Take this one out. This is not the real one. Do not worry. You can grab it. You can hold it. Go for it.
That's so nice.
Just be careful.
Please.
Yeah, let's not drop
Please,
it again like
honey.
you just did. That is gorgeous. So good. Do we want to look at it?
There we go. And there we go. So I'm going to give you those 2 rings to hold in a moment. Or right now.
Right now.
Immediately.
Wow.
So you will notice the sparkle and the shine first. We have some colleagues that say they can even shimmer and shine in the moonlight because that was the entire purpose of the ring. But you would know, ma'am, you just got a beautiful one yesterday.
Yes.
Congratulations again. Let me grab you a mirror.
Yeah,
so
that's
you
actually
can look
quite
at it.
nice.
fits me.
Yeah, that can
Wow.
be your wedding ring, honey.
Thank you. So, remember when I said the weight is in the quality, but not in jewelry? You give me that one. So I want you to hold out your hands like this. One is platinum, one is white gold, and platinum is much heavier.
Okay.
So when we do that, which one do you want more? The heavier one to the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Because you associate your weight with the quality.
Okay.
Which is the opposite. He will probably choose the more you want because he wants the platinum, he wants the palladium. You want the light version because you want the very big diamond.
Yeah.
They do not weigh anything. Whereas their jewelry, they want the heavy curved rings, they want the heavy chains, they want the exactly. Look how cool that looks.
That does
They
look
want
really
the
cool.
cool bangles.
Mm. Wow.
You know how nice a yellow gold one would look for you actually.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe a two-tone.
Do you think yellow gold's my color?
I think we can really check if we can find out your color
So
for
I
you.
don't know what my color is. And I think she should go rather with the platinum. She's very rough with her hands.
She is,
yeah. It's one
and
of
the
those.
yellow is just not going to work there.
No.
Okay, no. But you bought a yellow one yesterday. You
Yeah.
should have come here first.
We should actually just.
You should have made a
Bring it
booking
back.
through our stunning external marketing team. They would have directed you straight to me. Now, I'm going to show you 2 more magnificent pieces before we can conclude this tour kindly. The first will be right to our left. That neck piece has over 1,808 individual diamonds laid down,
Wow.
set individually by themselves. Each color of each diamond is the same color and clarity and size. That is the entire purpose of what we do here at Shimansky, unity and quality above everything else. Now, how do you get a piece like that started? The Shimansky will have to go buy a diamond rough for you. They are going to cut all of these little small diamonds out of this one big one. When they're finally done, they're going to send it over to the merge section or the metal section. Then Jared, one of our very famous setters, will start seeing them one by one until it is finally done.
That's actually insane.
Now, even though it does look like months and months of work, when these boys get busy and they have their rough ready, 8 weeks and they'll be finished.
Well, 8 weeks is still a very long time.
But that is only based on if we can find the rough. If we do not have the rough, as I mentioned, we work on tendering processes, and we tender against people like Cartier and Tiffany's as well. And if we lose, we lose. It's just how the game works.
Yeah.
If we don't have the rough to cut for you, we cannot cut it for you. But if we do, of course, we'll help you. Now in the center, right here by beautiful my colleague Karen, we have the big diamonds over here in the center.
Hi, Taryn.
Hi, Darren.
I really don't like you right now.
Wow, these are massive.
They are massive. Now, there used to be 3 yellow scissors in the center. One of my other colleagues just sold the 3rd one about a month ago to a lovely lady from San Antonio, Texas. And she is. Oh, look at that! How funny! And here we go. It could have been your granny, actually. Could have been. He is right over there. There we
My
go.
mom said she bought somewhere else.
Cease. We should get in touch with the external marketing.
Wow.
Your mom is a young stuck, then or maybe
Now with this is not a fancy yellow.
It is.
It
It
is.
is a very big one.
Wow.
Now, I would like you to also notice with the yellow diamonds, most yellows are cut in more square version, not the round, because with your round diamonds, it will actually leak the color, so you won't have that intensity. So that will be about $430,000, and then this one in the center, the white will be about
Dollars.
$500,000. So
This is gorgeous.
Next year.
I'm literally getting my nails done tomorrow, and I have to now do this on film. Can you please take the ring, sir? Thank you.
Wow.
Just want to slow that down.
Now this is what we do with them before. So a reminder, Kimberlite rocks, famous in South Africa, those black ones. This is what the diamonds would look like on the inside. Again, that octahedral form we spoke about. Now after we wait for the volcano to erupt, find them in the water, we would find them generally like this. South Africa has a lot of these diamonds, Lesotho, Zimbabwe, a lot of these diamonds. After you cut and polish them both, they all look like that. And when we talk green diamonds, that will be your green. They are industrial grade, a bit too small for production, you can grab them. It is radiation that makes them green. They are not radioactive at the moment, but as the diamond goes through the mantle, slowly but surely, it can be stuck in one place with radiation for a year, 50, 1,000 years, we do not know, and then it moves through.
Insane.
It is quite insane, yeah?
Is that the ones that they have at the Rockwell? The
No.
green. Okay. So
No,
you're
the
saying-
green they have there we call Savarite. Savarite is mine from Kenya, from the Maasai tribe.
Okay.
Yes. We do have some of the most famous yellow, pink, green, and blue diamonds in the world. Now, green, very rare. They do find them, not like massive media outreach sizes, but the Asian market loves them. It's lucky in their cultures. They do tend to pipe them up quicker than the rest of the people. But the biggest green diamond in the world is only 42 carats, very small compared to the other sizes, and it's in Germany. It's part of their royal crown here. It's called the Dresden Green. I think it's about a dragon, but it's quite cool. And that is all I can tell you. And now I'm realizing I'm noticing the camera now. Now it's getting a bit too much for me. So what else would you like to know?
How long have you been working at
2.5 years, and it's been lovely. I love my job. It's stunning. I used to work at the Rockwell where you were yesterday, but then I moved here. And it's a fake one, but it's cool.
Cool.
Okay,
There
I
we
want that one. Okay.
Beautiful. You may have a seat right over there, ma'am. Sorry.
Okay.
There you go.
There we go.
Thank you, thank you.
It is such a pleasure.
Okay. Do you want to see it first before you purchase it?
No, you do you, my love.
Okay, so jy moet aansit, jy moet kyk en jy moet
Okay.
kyk beautiful. So. Jy gaan self aansit want ek fumble soms 'n bietjie. So that's it.
Oh, it's so gorgeous.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that.
Say yes, of course. Say yes.
It looks so
But you have to say yes to the
beautiful.
ring.
I
Yes,
love
of course.
it.
Very nice. Yeah, have a look.
I can just cry all day.
It's beautiful.
So beautiful.
Okay, sir. You can give me your card right now. It's made for you. It's absolutely made for
Honestly,
you.
like, it's
Smile
just-
and then you tap to me.
Yay, thank you. I love it.
You should now.
Cheers for
if
me.
I can please have all of your
Cheers.
tax invoice
No, okay.
details so we can give you 50% back.
Do you want to maybe skip this and do the
Of course.
packaging?
Of course, sir. Anything.
You want your card back? Or can I go crazy?
Yeah. ticket to show, so I'm just gonna.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Love it. It's beautiful.
Go get a bag for you.
So now I got my anniversary gift and my engagement gift.
And you need your wedding band still. We need matching earrings for the wedding set.
And the necklace.
Which design are you gonna get for your dress, madam?
I already got the dress.
Okay,
It looks
one, two, or
amazing.
three.
2. Oh, yeah.
That'll be your authenticity, so that is empty.
Sorry. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. And these will be your invoices and your valuation.
Okay, perfect.
So this together and your JA cert,
Okay.
then your authenticity cert, and then of course lastly the big.
Oh, love it.
That is that.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Okay, we're going to stand up and shake hands.
Thank you so much,
Such a
Diane. It
pleasure.
was lovely meeting you.
Thank you for making me sweat.
It's a pleasure. I'll do it again.
Okay.
And now we're going to just go back.
Love it.
One more door, and we finish. Just for security purposes. And there we go.
Perfect.
Cool. Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure. Please come back anytime. We'll be happy to have you again.
Thank you so much. Bye.